played out when it came down to, yes, the kind of disjointed approach with utility
She's giving it today,
highlighted perfectly.
She is
they need to be
giving
firing on all cylinders. Yes, this is not a good map.
It's
for
all
Koi
been
when we
too
look at
much
the map
today.
record, but
It's boiled down to this one. Okay,
I don't come into this
Heretics
now after
on
map one feeling as if
defense.
Heretics actually have the
Koi on
advantage here.
attack. We go for a 4-person duel over towards C. And that's a good amount of damage there. Keep going.
I need to see some sort of
Instant reaction over towards A. Break turret side is clear if they want it.
Koi on the attacking side, defending side is quickly flanking them as well. It is Heretics trying to get behind them as quickly as possible. And actually, luckily for Wolfen, I don't think he was spotted on this. Just about to slip away.
Oh, he is?
He is, but he's still going to take one with him. Already finding so
Wow.
much value.
I mean, he did fantastic
work from
9
Wolfen to
HP.
get to slow down any of that pinch potential as Trex looking to do similar things on the other side and succeeds against Boo.
The big information on top of finding 2 kills, it enables Koi to play more aggressively on site. Trex now with a very awkward position picked up. Colominter still playing information. At least in position to receive any pressure coming back from site. But Koi now total control. The roles are almost reversed here, Lauren.
Yeah, I'm trying to basically attack the site with 2. One flash, next one's in 15 seconds. Can Kellogg's work off this? No. Starzo comfortable on the back of the site. Lovely shot from Weber. Needs a couple more of those. He's not going to get them. This is nice work for
Tons
Koi.
of pistols,
Flank got found
1-2.
very quickly. Wolfen took 2 with him, and everything fell to pieces after that.
And note as well with the change on Fraction again. I know it was a week 1 appearance from Koi, but Trex now coming back onto the Rays. So we've talked about some of these identity crises that Koi have experienced. I feel as if there's any comfort for some of these players. And we'll see how Trex does perform here. Doesn't have the benefit of obviously a fade here. It's Starzo back on the sky.
Never going to be mad about that.
No, I mean, Shados also has a lot of playtime.
Double rifle.
As well, so
1 pistol again, so they can buy rifle into the next. Wolfen gets absolutely melted. This is very good stuff for Wolfen at the moment. He's real close. Yeah, they might be tempted to go and get the C orb that we instantly saw was taken from Weber. This is kind of nice as well. Weber's kind of close. It's the race to see who can get the first ult for the big buy round.
Koi looking to keep that composure. Does Starzo get punished on this? Deciding to fall back a little bit deeper, yeah, actually not really wanting to entertain that too much.
Timing on this is nice, I guess he heard them.
Actually rotating towards a wide open site now.
Oh boy.
Other than Boo, but
turret's got taken away. Gonna speed up, alarm bot's still here.
Invest if he does some damage with this Ghost. Flank coming through very quickly here though from Mixwell and Kellogg's. Be identified by the alarm bot though.
And it should have been noted off the back of the turret as well. Yeah. That was taken down at some point, so certainly not to be a surprise. Boo doing very well here. Fantastic here from Boo.
It's good damage from him, nicely done.
Much more achieved from that as the backline flank was found very quickly and seemed to be quite irrelevant there.
I'm not even sure actually the timing of Wolfen's turret coming down, because at least initially
this was the big ult that they wanted into this round as well, and they've got it.
I think even that's
so really nice from Wolfen. Stacked up well. Orb over towards B, plant over towards A as well on that.
Koi almost reading this as they're going to be stacked up somewhere.
Whoa. Whoa. What is that?
Some damage done at least. Again, we'll check in with old progress. It's Wolfen already actually with the lockdown online. A very, very aggressive start here for Trex actually. Going to find Kellogg's off the rip.
And Heretics need to back the hell away.
Yeah, this is real fast, and if they can get over towards door again, this Killjoy ult could be pretty nice. Trex back up to low HP. Yeah, this is very nice stuff from Koi. It's looking real good.
Though, so we can't quite use that yet. They might have to stall out a little bit, but still, we have to see if Heretics can hold. They do have their first attempt here, but again,
oh yeah, Doombro's Theory. Kellogg's goes down. Weber gets 3k, let's see.
And the 2 towards A, just trying to cycle through what they've got.
I forgot about the Doombro's Theory.
Limit their options towards accessing the site.
I mean, they won the round last time we saw this, right? But it wasn't a 3k.
That's come through at the right time, but Koi
I mean, this one's really hard for them to win. This one's really hard for them to win. They're going to kill Joe at this as well? Like, how on earth?
Lockdown invested as well. That should clear out pretty much all of site here. Except for drop, but there's 2 players stacked down here.
Are they staying on this, stacked? That's what I'm worried about. Yeah, Avova gets out, and he actually gets 2.
And Avova gets 2.
How's he managed that? I don't know how he's gone 2 from that position, but maybe just a little lackadaisical in keeping it in mind. As now there's problems.
And they don't read Weber.
They got 1.
They have no idea that Weber was around, even though I'm pretty sure he just healed from that position. Maybe I'm mistaken. maybe it doesn't matter. Still Coldamenta and Shados picking up those leftover rifles, doing quite well here for themselves. Can they do much more? It's all Coldamenta now. Boo, last one alive as well, has to work his way back in. And it's a gamble. It's a 50-50. And now he doesn't know where he's gone. Boo gonna make a pretty educated guess and waits for it, spots the barrel. Coldamenta trying to draw him in. It's a messy fight here. Boo not getting what he wants at all. This is horrific scene.
Jesus. Yeah, no time on that one.
I mean, a little bit of a slip up. The aftershock invested towards drop. You noted the heal coming through.
He goes down. Damn, it didn't look great. Koi start off again with a 3-0
very strange sequence of events there, but Koi nonetheless come out 3 up.
It wasn't great to watch.
Throw the lockdown into this round, and actually it becomes pivotal. Avova.
At the second,
wow,
okay, that's over.
yeah.
And yeah, there was a heal there. So I'm very surprised that, I mean, it was just pushed away from it. Didn't even clear that angle. Maybe assuming it was up towards the top by Avova.
Yeah, maybe it's just lost in the chaos a little bit there. But yeah, very, very awkward engagement between Boo and Coldamenta to close that out.
Okay.
Heretics already starting on the back foot here.
Hero gun.
Kellogg's
Guardian buyer, Weber.
There for the opening duel as well.
First test of Mixwell though, but not really equipped for it this time. Yeah, kind of hard, gets overwhelmed. There's no support there either. He can't do much more than that. You're hoping for the best and
they can play passive though. You can all relax. Weber has a good gun to spam the plant.
Quite cleanly. Weber takes time right, uses the utility well, but the flash is great through the smoke from Starzo. And most of the threat there from Kellogg's gets dealt with quite handily. Boo though, lovely shot. 1v2
yeah, hitting
now.
some nice shots. Wow.
Oh, and another shot from Boo. Rifle recovered, lockdown in play if you want it.
Oh, nice. Get it close. Nice shots. At least did some damage.
Keeps Koi at 4 and moves forward.
To get that lockdown available, though, Heretics going to pump the
brakes very early on. This is a bit of deja vu here coming into the second buy. He's having to use his first time out.
Take away from their buy round. Yeah, I mean, yeah, with the Stingers, again, they mitigate the damage coming through, or the threat at least from the snake bite being invested in towards the poison orb as well. I think with the TP from Coldamenta, it is actually what prompts the snake bite to come out from Mixwell, but he's stunned up, he's got a stinger. There's no way really he even wins that 1v1, to be honest.
Oh. I'm so glad we've got Barbar mic.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad. Yeah. This is good. This is good.
Is this the first week we've had a Barbar mic?
I don't think we normally trust Barbar with the mic.
He's usually muted, perma-muted.
Yeah, he normally puts his mic up, right?
Hey, he's winning. So unmute the mic, unleash Barbar upon us. The more the merrier. Yeah, 4-0 and early pump the brakes for Heretics here. And I think you kind of summarized it quite diligently that there aren't many positives to take away from the start for them. Very hard to calculate what they want to do going forward because they really haven't had that.
Let's see.
Okay, here's a successful thing we tried. Didn't quite work out, but maybe we can refine it or work on that. Hard to pry information away as well. They've got their work cut out here. This is not going to be easy. Yeah,
I think one thing I want to see kept in check, at least on the defense, because it was massively concerning in a few rounds last week. Kellogg's overall, I think across Lotus, had like 10 first deaths. And when you start breaking down of when they're traded, what the value
another
of
important
that
round
first
for them.
Is,
they don't have good money.
On the defense,
A shutdown
it
and
becomes
fast
a very
A hit.
Conversation to have.
Oh, we're going to potentially have it here, aren't we? Trex, who's defined first of over, is quite notorious for doing this. He's quite good at it. First death again, and the follow-up from Trex is divine. Gonna pop the ult. Should
oh my
die,
god, he nearly got another one.
Took a second or two, eventually got to it, but it's a good trade. Starzo's there, so again, all effective. A 4v2. And we know that Mixwell traditionally has been playing towards C. Boo has been dedicated towards B. They've even noted Mixwell's position, and Coldamenta not going to have much trouble with that.
Running away with
this
this
one already. This is looking devastating for Heretics, yeah.
The tempo, the ease of finding these entries. Trex does so well to find both there.
I thought one would have been more than enough.
Like I said, in that situation, if Kellogg's falls first, plays Avova in, they get some semblance of control towards Rubble, absolutely. If it's a play outside mound, you know, to enable him to at least create some pressure.
Trex, yeah, I used to like his race a lot.
I'm okay with that. Lotus is it's similar to Haven. It's all about finding that early round pressure on the defense and kind of playing the opponent into some kind of rotation. Then it's a late round stack. But
how are we feeling?
If it's here, it's a first death, and then Avova doesn't trade it. It spirals out of control so quickly. And credit to Koi in that regard, in literally springboarding off that instantly.
You have to play them when you have confidence. It's for you, it's a game that doesn't matter though. You secured third.
A couple of seconds, everyone else is here. And that's the rifle gone. 3 standing for Koi. And going from strength to strength. This is a really nasty game for Heretics so far. couple of the problems
it's a game that doesn't matter for you, but it probably matters for Koi.
They do have a couple of ults to play with, so maybe
you could honestly play if you want, Can.
I think their defense was the better side as well last week.
It's subbed in.
Well, that's not good.
No, it's definitely not a good indicator.
It was so red. It was actually a very nice round from Koi.
Yeah, it was, but again, Kellogg's hasn't followed all the way to the end of that fast lane. He's in no safety once that drops. Yeah. There's no safety behind the Viper's wall, like nothing.
Another low buy.
Now, which
oh god, the overwhelm's gonna be strong.
Seeker's gonna go through, lead towards the C site. 2 waiting on the other side. Mixwell 1 over the other. Can he do better? No, Trex.
How is Trex getting these entries though?
Mixwell handling it well from the back of the site though. Maybe able to try and hold on to this, and he's actually done just that. Gondamenta's gone down as well. He's getting a little overzealous, pushing back down. I don't think he needed that.
Ahead of the Trailblazer as well. That could have played him in perfectly. Wolfen's found space elsewhere though.
Right there.
Oh, it's nice.
Clear this, right?
Oh my.
Okay.
Oh god.
Okay, Kellogg's.
What the hell?
Didn't expect him to just switch to Sarzo like that. I thought it was going to be a trade and then kind of back into comfort zone, but not the case. So Wolfen had to give away a little of the game here.
The anonymous gifter as well.
He seems so
doesn't even want the call out.
He's just off on the timing a little bit. Full kit to play with though, excluding the lockdown, so he does get to creep.
Chat, let's get some Slugger proves in. I see you doing it already, but let's get some more. Nice round from Heretics. 10 gifted from the Anon. Thank you so much, whoever you are. If you got gifted, I guess just say thanks to anyone, whoever it could be. Pick a person, we'll have a guess. Thank you so much, though. Appreciate the 10 gifted. We got Weird_Ari, Scuffy999, Ulpatron, General Taz, Poseidon, JJ Eat, Soul Reaper, Icor, Caden, and Valsy World as well. Welcome into the Slug Club. If you got gifted, please say thank you over towards, I mean to say thanks to the Anon. Thank you so much, anonymous gifter. Appreciate the support, whoever you are. Thank you for doing that. Look at everyone taking credit. Thank you so much.
Timings of utility, particularly Weber. I don't know if that information is relayed.
Honestly, though, I do appreciate who that was. Thank you so much for that.
They don't have that synergy if you're looking at it. If you look classically at people who work very well together, it is just going to be learning on the fly.
Thank you very much.
Here, waiting on Skydog to clear out, make sure there's no naughtiness happening. There's no Kellogg's this time or Avova posted up deeper. You've seen the adjustment this time as well. Boo going to kind of place utility over towards the A site. Kellogg's does get contact, so he's going to have to either sit deeper or try and work his way back around.
Heretics built up a bit of an econ from that, right? One low buy. Get their economy pretty good. Going up against an ult, we'll see.
We'll see this play out very differently, although this is the first time Koi haven't explored this very aggressively. Well, I guess 6 cents maybe tingling a little bit there.
Self-gifting.
On the back of no contact, and there's still a Trailblazer to confirm any presence outside B. At least they can cut that off. Maybe anticipating a split towards it.
Could be. They do have Weber on the other side. If Kellogg's can hold this down, and so can Boo, then it's game on. They may look at that rotation. For now, that's not been the case, really. They haven't dissuaded them from this route at all. So the spike is down. Starts getting a little bit closer as well. It could be risky. A little pop flash for himself, but Avova didn't get blinded by that at all. So, oh, the paranoia is lovely. Counter, yes, comes in. I think he might have caught one. It did. Lockdown comes through, though, and now the punish comes in. The timing perfect from Golden.
Why is there always 2 people in this area?
There's actually 2 assists that come through from Shados there. Not sure if that was off the fault line, but Golden's got to be careful here.
He's just accepted it. He's bought a little bit of time, though, and now he's giving them a 1v1.
The plant's not... Okay, the aftershot's there, but...
66 HP. What's Boo do? He takes the fight and he wins it. Shados going to feel silly about that one. Dealt with in the end with a little bit of time to spare.
Coldamenta, luckily at the last moment, digs a little deeper, finds a kill.
Nice and nicely handled. Got a little bit close. 20 HP on this one.
You see, at least initially, 2 big assists actually coming through. I thought maybe Kellogg's had caught the edge of the wall or something with the concussor. Yeah, Vova just on a deeper angle.
Just doesn't reach.
Yeah, Weber actually quite out in no man's land here. Just need to wait that out. Again, another second or 2 here and there.
I like the theories.
You're looking at a very different outcome to some of these scenarios.
I want to hear that desk getting slapped.
Yeah, turn the mic back on.
Turn it up. Don't be afraid. I'll take the fine. No, I won't.
I'll take the point.
It's on record now.
I'll just start singing Taylor Swift or something. We'll get
DMCA.
Yeah, we're done. It's fine. Going back through though, Heretics now with 2 for themselves. They've broken the purchase of Koi, so they are going to be on the lighter buy here. Sheriff's and odds and ends. Starzo does get a Bulldog still, so that's in play. Alt-wise, only Cold and Mentors really to note for Koi, and on the other side actually absent as well. Weber 1 off for himself, so I'm sure he'll be eyeing that up here if he could get that potentially building.
Mixwell switching things up a bit. Again,
I think the Flash got info here.
To this defense, so has to play his life effectively.
And I've kind of preferred when they played in towards tree and kind of worked
Dude,
off
this
that.
is a nightmare for Mixwell at the moment.
It's
a weird smoke.
Really well
I've never really
actually
seen the smoke
I'm surprised there wasn't more pressure from Cold Mentor coming through, but again, they are on Sheriff, so I guess they're working with what they got. Maybe they need that smoke again. So
Bacan noticed one thing before me, and is flaming me after a 14-hour stream.
But let's see if there's any
Gang,
damage.
get over yourself.
And that's going to be Wolford in no man's land, punished. Cold Mentor almost got away with something. Oh, wow. Lovely paranoia coming in. And a 3v3 now.
So Weber finds a wall bang here. Shados trying to respond.
Ooh,
actually finds one with a Sheriff.
And then keep in mind how low of over is this.
Yeah.
Still doable.
Okay.
Lovely. Fine margin there.
Yeah.
Dangerous game to play, but if Over wins it.
Starzo has no idea how close he was to actually making that doable in a 1v1.
Yep.
But 3rd on the board for Heretics. Few casualties, so they can't really build up any sort of cushion. We'll see how the ultimate slide 3 away from the lockdown. It's only real
cut, idiot.
Influential ultimate.
All right. We get into this one, just an eco.
We didn't see this on Fracture. It felt like it slipped through their fingers very early and spiraled out of control.
Yeah. It's much better on the brakes, having that maybe comfort on this map in comparison to the first they simply didn't have. Again, that was a lighter buy though. We did only have the Sheriff.
I mean, if it's a light shield, maybe there's a chance for some investment on the other side of Koi. I've said that actually, yeah, looking pretty comfortable for the next. They can afford to play this one out. Trek's actually on the brink of a showstopper in that regard. Koi with a massive advantage with this ultimate cycle of when it's going to come through as well. A few opportunities to invest and try and swing around in their favor. Progress made actually by Heretics out towards Mount here. Seen them try and exploit this flank a few times.
This might encourage it going on.
This is nice, and honestly, it's looking like they haven't heard anything.
They will have heard these steps, they're close enough.
Yeah, turret should get them though.
Turret facing the wrong way, but...
Oh no, yeah. Do they... Oh my
yeah, okay, Wolfen's surely seen something here. The plan is in, so this is a very uncomfortable
course, for the double swing, they get double stun out here. It's nice util at the moment.
The Flash going to send it, and the lockdown going to come in. It can be manageable if they win the fight, however, they're not. Shados already finds Avova, and the other two are now in problems because Starksto's coming back around. He's checking on what's going on, and he's got the support from Shados there. Nice little pinch. And now back to business. Boo and Mixwell don't have any.
It's a good change up though. You realize they can get over towards B for free.
Probably just going to opt to hold on to these, look for an exit. Mixwell actually nearly over-invest towards
Some
that
ranked
one.
race gameplay.
Yeah, Koi very slow in approach there, but like
Not
I said, they would have heard that aggression outside
maybe towards the end of the
They were close enough outside B.
Last player standing.
But they don't pull the trigger immediately. Actually even taking the time to retrieve the orb, get the lockdown, and make sure that they have that tool available.
Slug pin for Nilzino. Do you know what?
Well considered by Koi.
Mini said he wanted one as well.
Maybe I should actually the possibility of a light buy into next, it's flawless, so it actually gives them the opportunity to flip things right back and potentially bankrupt Heretics here with a round win.
Nice to see some of those little adjustments, those little kind of pocket plays you can bring out, or like pocket rounds, right? Kind of almost fully scripted, fully stratted.
So good, so good.
Weber's unhappy.
No.
Off the back of the timeout, there's a lovely little call coming out, potentially from Barbar. Not sure if that might have been the
money's starting to get low. 2-4 on top of this. Important round for Heretics. They're getting to an okay level though. Like 4-5 on this map's pretty decent.
But I like it.
Yeah.
They had a very bad start as well. So.
To find out that information. As it stands though, it looks like they're trying
the
to
problem is that they can get over towards B for free. That's a nice flash push.
He did have a little support there as well, but a quick trade out.
There's a little bit solo though.
And now the plant is in place, so you look at what's remaining.
They don't have much map control, so they go and take this. Keep an eye on C.
Look at them taking space tracks. This is a rotten crossfire to try and break, but they can get on the spike.
They don't insta-stick
Someone's got to
this,
deal with this, and there it is, going to force them away. Coldamenta going to spot the
wow, Mixwell wins both of those.
Frags, and now forcing Koi to use a lot to work back in. It's Wolfen doing well. Finding Kellogg's was great. He was already weak, though. Now, Wolfen, what can you do? You got Mixwell and Avova in the smoke, already half made. He's got to make his move, and he can't make it in time.
Nicely handled. Mixwell hit a lot of shots.
It's a beautiful
retake. A little bit wild
here from Heretics. I mean,
I think that was a lot individual on Mixwell, honestly. Weber did great to get a kill,
on Lotus,
but I feel like
able to mitigate that so well.
He just won 2 1v1s, right?
Actually gets ahead of this flash here. Weber does his best though, but 2 huge kills from Mixwell. And yeah, and actually Kellogg sticking that half defuse very early on kind of makes the difference here. Wolfen's in a terrible situation, especially with that
smoke. In the 1v2, he just didn't want to have it in hand. He looks like an idiot if he's getting an alarm bot out for the smoke.
An adjustment again. Okay, 3-2. I won't even say 3-2. Just kind of looking.
Trex has his ult, and honestly, they need to invest into this. They don't really want to lose this. 5 would be too much probably, and on top of it as well, money would just be about 2-4. It'd be 2-8 here.
Really found much of a player yet either though, so they're trying to kind of indicate they're still looking towards B, but here comes the pressure it looks like, and Trex is going to pull the trigger. He's gone straight in. It's Boo to find Coldamenta. Surprisingly, it was kind of the secondary layup, and Mixwell going to be allowed a little bit of play on this. Yeah, Boo is making mincemeat out of them, plays in Mixwell well,
and they got the ult out of them.
This
is a beautiful adjustment actually to have the extra utility from Killjoy.
And we're going to the last round. They got 2 really good ults on defense. They could definitely kind of stack the site. I mean, they could stack either site and use the other one.
Great switch up from Heretics here.
They can kind of do what they want. It's been a good half from them.
We can see what he has to walk into.
There's quite a lot of players there. 1v5 now.
Well, they know where you are. Kellogg's. I was going to say, if he actually slides through and goes through for the peak.
Oh, they're getting curious. They want to try and hunt that down a little bit, getting closer and closer. Shados trying to buy those precious seconds, slow down so he can maybe get away and keep this. Already Avova actually looking through middle. Maybe that angle would be a little bit better, but I don't think they can make it to him in time. No, so they get to keep 5 weapons for Heretics, and actually,
yeah, I mean this is already good half considering this.
I was going to say we're on the brink here of almost coming out.
Yeah,
an even scoreline.
Looks like a missed TP there.
Holding on to that changes the financial situation at all. Obviously, Heretics sitting on some key ultimates. The Viper's Pit, the lockdown available.
Attack sided, yeah.
And Weber and Kellogg's about 3 away, but Trex got a showstopper, but he has to just ride a stinger here. No other real gaps in utility, though.
Oh, God, it's early.
And it's worked. Avova going down quickly.
Yeah, a bit of a nightmare. I wonder if they wanted to...
They've had a lot of success towards the A site, too.
Koi can definitely relax a little bit.
They can pump the brakes for a second if they want to.
Yeah.
Removing that. I mean, Mixwell's not invested. Okay.
What was that?
He must have heard me. I was going to say, he's not invested the Viper's Pit off the rip. I was
Do
curious
they think the Viper's
is
over towards...
60-second mark where he was going to do it again. Okay. A little early here, maybe based on the first blood, would have overfallen. An opportunity for Heretics.
This makes sense at the moment. 2-person stack, and then we have ult reactive that you can use over towards C, and we have ult locking down B.
Yeah, Heretics still have
This is nice as well from Koi, just doing a 4-1 in the place that they create a question mark. It's still a question mark even though the flash goes in. This right here is what I want to see more teams do. This is a very nice round from Koi.
He's putting everything to it. He's trying to sell them the best fake he can, but he takes a TP, and it is a completely free site. Yes, there's still a little bit of utility here, but that's going to be cleared, apart from one. So slows down the roll a bit, but they have 2 players on the site and one has the spike. They've cleared deep CT, so they know they can get a pretty safe plant on this. It's whether or not they can handle the retake.
Check out the Killjoy.
A lot of kit here for Boo to play with, at least in the form of the lockdown.
I was going to say, they have to mitigate that lockdown, whether it's aggression towards spawn, which we're not seeing just yet, but...
Still got a paint shot from Trex. This is...
Oh, he goes forward. It's decent. Locks everyone in. They might want to push for this.
It's going to land.
Oh, okay, nice.
That was quite underwhelming. Thought a bit more.
Yeah, it really was.
Koi now
he handled it very well.
Hold on the round. The big key aspect of that was that lockdown, and it got handled so quickly. So Koi just dig their heels in, and Weber has to fight the 1v4. This would have been magnificent. It's not to be.
Okay, still, I think Heretics should be pretty happy with 5.
This isn't a huge lead for Koi. This is a much better half from Heretics here.
Definitely, Heretics come out of this way better than at least how the first 5 rounds felt. Again, that's really what Koi had. Maybe 1 broken buy in that after that lead was established. So Heretics didn't necessarily have... I mean, he's not seeing much there, but with a showstopper at that range, you're not going to miss. Like I said, yeah, Heretics, even though they clawed their way back into this, they didn't really ever get themselves back into an advantage, right? Yes, they had the benefit of a couple of rounds aligning in terms of the ultimates for them, but still a big positive to come out with 5 rounds, with how that half felt. Kellogg's got to be activated in the second, though.
Yeah,
so a couple of...
bit iffy.
Yeah.
Again, if I look at like some of the, if we talk about win
Delos, I have a good YouTube on this, a YouTube video. If you want to check the Liquid Valorant YouTube,
be genuine about it.
It pretty much covers all of your questions.
This is one of the maps. This is, you know, if you're talking about genuine capability, if you wanted a win condition on the other half, Mixwell being a very solid anchor certainly assists to that, and he did quite well at that in my opinion. But
sure, like I was saying though, last week the things that went right for them on the defense was Mixwell's value in terms of utility, in terms of his ability to not just anchor, but also solo hold sites against, you know, fully invested executes. So definitely a concern coming out that Heretics weren't able to replicate that here versus Koi. But still curious to see if there's any real switch up there. This is the other thing we were talking about, obviously the prac time and how much Heretics are actually able to incorporate Weber into this, his role that he plays, I guess, bigger picture-wise than just being the assistant coach and maybe assisting in terms of the in-game leadership. But Lotus is a different sort of map. We characterize this towards, you know, sharing a lot of similarities with Haven. I think Koi, if they actually do feel some kind of comfort, especially with Trex performing here in the first half on the Raze, they do want to start getting aggressive on the defense.
Yeah, especially, I mean, if they win pistol, they're in control, straight up. If they don't win pistol, it's a bit of a nightmare on this one.
Barbar enjoying the music. It's just so hard to kind of lead in with some sort of expectation because, as we kind of noted at the very start, this is a very unstable compound of a matchup. Highly volatile, hard to find, you know, real confidence in. Just even at best, Koi is still not consistent, I would say. And again, if you're thinking about Heretics, same to be said in even a bigger way. So we'll see if either of them can find a little bit of comfort here. My eyes will instantaneously, through this half, go towards Kellogg's. I want to see him either played in or having that capability himself. Easier said than done, as we do get ready to go in. And look at that synergy between production and observers. Proud of you. Proud of you. Look at that. Outstanding. 5-7 though. This time around it'll be Koi on the
waiting
defensive
for a
side,
push. Flush goes in over towards A, doesn't hit. Jump spot.
Comments will be noted.
Okay, so it's contact, then stun, then respawn.
It was high enough over the mound, but Heretics confident. They fell out a little bit of this aggression. Now Starzo going to be tasked potentially with 4 members of Heretics. Obviously, early commitment of the wall here should be an indicator.
So far away.
You're pumped for that.
Yeah,
pumped for the
big
EMEA
gap
game.
between Starzo and the second player for Koi.
That's kind of rough for him. I'm looking at the reaction.
Go aggro.
What is the plan here? If they want to push towards mound, then they commit to it. Or you just, what, hope the Starzo can, and literally solo hold from what, CT? Can you play retake, I guess?
Dog sees numbers though, right?
Maybe the timing's just right here because
yeah, Dog saw a lot of numbers. They decided to push on this turret wall spot.
Still gonna be utility. And it's gonna be a lean towards B in the end.
I mean, this does actually enable the
turret
flank
doesn't
of
spot.
Koi.
Do they see the smoke?
Well, that smoke's a bit of a... That's gonna be a head turner, isn't it? And Boo, what we hear, they still seem kind of thinking there might be an A piece. They were still looking that way at one point.
Keep an eye on.
But now with the bomb down,
keep an eye on
know what's
Kellogg's.
happening.
I really
4v4.
hope he doesn't. Okay.
So look at where Kellogg's has got himself to.
Yeah, he did great. It was a nice omen flash on top of this.
On the back of the paranoia.
Dude, they're okay. This is their game now.
Like
this is their map. This is
their map
to
get out of
win.
this. Probably soon to be overwhelmed. 4 players, flash sent into the smoke, and no escape.
Nice
Kellogg's,
run from
lovely work
Kellogg's.
there. Big confidence for him coming out and getting that ult. Very
Yensu, what's up?
much work towards early on is
Are we
fantastic.
live?
But what a
It's
weird
not.
round again.
I'm fine at the
Yeah, but I
moment.
love the decision making
We're
there.
doing alright.
Again, goes one
The
for
first
one on
map
the flank,
fracture was a
but
bit
he
of
actually
a.
notes
That was a bit of a
the
struggle.
heavy presence
This map's
behind
been a
that.
little bit
Kellogg's
better.
already making plays towards C connector, but after that, then the decision is made, sorry, to play him in on this lurk. Like I said, these two players are playing so deep in spawn, they want to wait until that 3-man flank gets in position. They potentially find a kill or two. Awesome information to work off. Heretics are the ones to take the initiative.
The liquid
here.
bind worth watching. It was good. It was nice. Definitely the like B long hit was really good. Like after they had control.
And maybe
They had some pretty good hits.
Seekers here. Only Coldamenta this time.
The fade was pretty good. Combo was pretty
hoping.
nice. Nuts individually was outrageous.
Outside B here.
I just don't really see much opportunity. A gamble towards the C site, and well, it's not really
No, a bit of a misread.
where they're going. So this should be a very comfortable plant for Heretics. I don't think there's going to be much problem. I'm curious if anyone goes further, finds deeper positioning. Obviously, they're unaware of how far away.
Yeah, who's gonna farm these Mixwells? Mixwell's in the spot to get them.
I think Mixwell will be the first to potentially hear these steps, so that will get relayed back. By this point, this is going to be a very tough task to get back into here. They can sit much deeper. You've got the rifles there of Over and Kellogg's, the Bulldog as well on Weber and Boo. So there's not much here for them.
I think probably
This is
just
it.
ult denial here, to be honest. You fall to the spike. Don't want to give too much away.
Mixwell might be going for
Mixwell
this.
get rewarded for this, though.
Oh, he's not alone. Kellogg's is by his side. And 1 and 2. Lovely. Kellogg's as well would love a bit of this. If we can get some more, not going to happen.
Don't want to
Just be
lose that
careful with that
rifle.
rifle. Mixwell is low HP. He knows his priorities to get that rifle and get out of there, which he is doing just fine.
A little bit bold
He
to
should
do
get
that
away,
with the
no
rifle.
chase,
A
as
little
Trex
bit
will
bold,
decide to
but
give it up to
not
the
too bad.
spike. Tied all even now.
You notice as well that Kellogg's looking to get some early progress. Retrieve the rifle. Is he an orb or 2 away now? Yeah, still 2 away, sorry. I thought maybe with the death there that you have to ride that through, bring it into...
Bonus is
round
not
here.
too bad at all. 4 rifles.
Prioritize him with the rifle.
Mixwell taking
So
the
pick
hit.
up a sheriff.
Koi kind of
Again,
got
Coldamenta
no kills
solo
really
towards
during
C-side.
these rounds, so they're
So
really
it
far
doesn't
away
look
from
as
their
if we're going to
ults.
see that proactive approach to Mound.
Yeah, this is Heretics is to lose for sure.
Okay, but this is what I want to see. How played in does Kellogg's get, and what's the pace that he's going to look towards it? Again, a dangerous round
Boo
here.
halfway.
The first we'll look at what the setup's going to be like in the buy round. So, Boo, going to start the exploration mission. Got to be careful. There's a lot of utility in the way here.
Ooh,
wow,
he
that was
saw an arm there.
Very lucky that Starzo got to keep his life in that regard. He was very, very
They get a
close to
good amount of
losing it.
info as well. They broke the alarm bot.
Was there a chance there to punish? And Coldamenta, speaking of punish, found through the smoke here.
Okay, that's a nice
big
start
gap
into this.
Created. I think Heretics going to have
Stacking
confirmation
loads
just
of
how free
orbs
that
as well
side
at the
looks
moment.
right
2
now.
into this round over
I wonder if
towards
Weber was going to throw a flash in or something
Killjoy.
to try and confirm that. He hasn't. He had one to play with and one close to being recharged, but maybe assuming that there'd be another body on there. There absolutely wasn't, but now they've lost that window
Yeah,
of
all of
chance.
this is a
You've
question mark as well, so they don't want to start
Haslin
walking
on
in.
over, but it is still
They
pretty
kind of
much
thought
up for
they had
the
already
taking.
taken
It's
sight
not
with
really
this.
a big amount of pressure even if they go for it now. Obviously a little bit closer by, yes, and they have the site fully to themselves. Oh, but spam does come through and does connect well towards Mixwell, so caution to be aired. But now the rest of the team is trying to make their way over. Oh dear,
Shadow's got to be careful.
The spam's got him in the end. Yes, the combination of utility made him incredibly weak. It was going to be Kellogg's, who's now got that
Everyone's
ready to
scanning
go
low.
whenever he fancies it. And these
No
three
way.
are opting to save. And
Yeah.
probably
Oh,
the
they
right call.
opt to save and they get the
Absolutely, a 5v3
3,000 on
here.
top of this. Giving him a freebie.
And it being their bonus round.
No damage done.
Be one rifle to retrieve.
One armor rebuy 2. It's a perfect round.
The Heretics come out
You
of this
love
one.
this if you're Heretics. It can't get much better than that.
To be honest, Mixwell actually looks as if he's on the hunt. Again, got 34.
Yeah, you got a while for that one, but can't. Don't worry.
And making no secrets about the approach either. Kellogg's on the hunt as well, though. And this could be huge. They remove these rifles. A big
Jesus, Yinsu, what the hell? It's probably going there.
They're going to get to this. Trex has got an angle that feels like it's a win for him, so I don't think they have the chance. No, they're going to keep those 3 moving on forward. But this beginning, I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's very bold for Coldament to be playing even that close. I feel like I know you have to do something, but you are on an island.
I was going to say, solo on the site, you don't really want to get caught spamming into a smoke blindly to try and punish off the audio cue from the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't feel great.
The risk reward is just, it doesn't balance out correctly in my mind. So, a little unfortunate, I guess, to just get caught in that way, but it happens.
Oh, God.
That's great, thank you. Quickly in towards B, it looks like, though, and look at the present. So, this pressure is totally different.
Observers are losing their mind as well.
There was nothing.
Man, they were so ready for this setup.
Mixwell backs away, and he's got a preemptive.
And he dealt with this really well. Has no idea about the numbers.
And look who's here so early. Kellogg's.
Oh my
didn't seem
God.
aware of the position he was about to be given, but okay, the flash will at least kind of give away the game. But the spike is.
This should get traded out. Omen is in a rough
They
spot.
could have planted about half
They
an
check
hour
this though,
ago,
right?
It looks like they want to turn around and they could fall foul to this. This is a problem. Coldament are only good for
Nice
one
trade.
though. So now they have a completely safe C site. They've navigated around some issues, but kind of gave away that B site.
Very strange round once again. Some of these engagements.
They first blooded round, at least on attack so far.
Questionable on both sides. Actually, 2 members of Koi slip very deep on spawn here. Kellogg's will obviously note the flash coming through. There's only one posted up right now. It's over ready to take contact.
It's so going ascent, surely.
And yeah, they're going to lay the smokes behind it.
I don't think they can even back away. They still have to try and get past
Either
Kellogg's.
way, I'm pretty sure you're going to see a Koi timeout.
Turns the flash well enough.
But you can just drift away into the other side of spawn.
Yeah, and you can see backfilling that will be Mixwell as well. They want to make this hurt. They're not going to allow Koi to be comfortable with these weapons. But how far do they chase now? That's the first gone down. Do they continue forward? Yes. And now they've lost enough. I think they're going to call it on that. No,
Nope.
Willing to go for it too. I mean,
they got a lot of money. Why not?
Why not? And
Maybe.
just farming here.
Maybe now
nice
they
work
stop.
for result at least. Banks up a little more.
It's a good round for Koi though. They should kind of be happy with that.
Another one?
No, not today. He's decided against it. Okay. Going through the motions here, I'm waiting to see if there's a timeout coming soon because we haven't really seen
it must be.
A solid response, and there it is. Koi
They're getting wrecked over towards B first.
Find some sort of correction here, 'cause they haven't really
They're just
had much of a
walking
say
up
in it.
here.
These
Most
rounds.
likely there's going to be some kind of change up over towards aggro B.
I mean, what, didn't Koi
They just have
start
too
the
much
first
space
half?
for
Was it 4
free.
or 5 rounds? 5, yeah.
And then maybe
So
the change up from Team Heretics will be going over towards A because that's been the one that's been heavily contested. Most likely imagine it's going to switch up.
Yeah, great read from Mixwell in the last. Like I said,
Next year they should do all Super Weeks in 1 week
really
for all regions. That would be horrendous to watch.
Before the Trailblazer, there's no flash used.
I'm not down for it.
I don't believe the satchels were used at all. So yeah, great read from Mixwell.
That would be probably too much Valorant for everyone to
That's when
consume.
things get a little strange though, because Heretics don't find contact elsewhere. They're then shift walking through the door. Yeah, very, very weird.
Yeah, a little strange. And for Koi,
I also don't think they want too much overlap from
VCT,
VCT, right?
I'm a little...
Nothing in the
I don't think they ever want overlap in terms of VCT
It's been
games.
very underwhelming. Again, Heretics are actually playing quite nicely. I think that's a fair assessment, but there hasn't been much resilience. There hasn't been much to really
Weber,
throw
I think he
against
worked
them.
out he's 29,
Heretics now
I
also
think it
have
was.
2 very impactful ults to play with. This is, could be Kellogg's Unleashed when he wants it, or Boo, obviously having that lockdown is massive in this. Now on the other side, nothing quite on the horizon. I mean, Coldamentus TP, but not really that excited. Do we see aggression again? Do they go for this kind of play towards mound? Do they try and push up towards rubble?
I wonder if they at least do a smoke here to try and make it look like they're pressuring this, not giving as much map control for free. Heretics changed this up as well, instant over towards C if they want to go for a burst. Don't blame them.
Okay, so it should be the Seekers to get them on the site. Now, when
only one Seeker goes over towards B. That's the cue to go. Dog goes in.
It's
real nice. So they take so much map control on his own.
Pressure, they could hold it for the post plant. If there's any sort of pressure on the retake, he's taking a lot of
crazy.
damage. Wants to get a little top
really
up as well,
is.
so he does going to get himself back, sitting a little prettier. But it's Wolfen finding Mixwell, and now the gateway is
I like the use of the
open.
Seekers though. Here is good. They were all in the right pace, just in case only one of them went over towards C. One of them went in. That was the cue to go. That stun's good.
Could be put under some pressure.
This is lovely. Good positioning. Great work from Avova. 2 huge kills. And the cross being watched by Weber. Wasn't expecting Shados to kind of slip through so late, but held back by the door. Wolfen can't join in, and Shados not being given much play now. Boo's still holding that lockdown as the ace up the sleeve, but unnecessary, unneeded, as they're once again going to have to fall away from this Heretics. About to make it to 10 now.
Yeah, this run was nice from them. I like that.
Real chance
this is
of
a good plan.
Map.
Definitely, it's back-to-back rounds are actually, I think even it's 4 rifles and
Mate, Koi can't get around.
So what they can scrape together with the loss bonus, Starzo at 1900, Coldamenta and Trex at 500 and 700. Yeah, I think they're going to be able to get as close to that light shield purchase as possible. But yeah, it's huge. Actually, they don't
if I get
actually.
him, I end my career.
Okay, it's huge that they don't actually have to rely on the lockdown here. I think it paints a picture when
Pacific
they invest
tomorrow
the
morning,
Seekers,
yeah,
there's
for
only
sure.
one to split through
I'll
towards
get to sleep
C-side.
relatively
That's
fast
the point
after
at which
this.
they decide they don't need it.
Oh boy.
Kellogg's, that was pacey, but it was traded. Fortunate enough, Shados is also as quick. And it brings it to a 4v4, but what have they lost? I guess Trex on one side and Kellogg's on the other. It's not the end of the world, but Shados now is going to feel more of that strain.
Oh god, the stun's outrageous.
That's gorgeous, but now
oh
he's
god.
back.
Had to kind of commit there.
Shados
it's a nice dog stun though.
Starzo now having to try and hold on to this desperately, but they have the rest of the map if they want to explore it too. Yes, the door isn't
the
exactly
Paper
ideal,
X
but
Gen G game insanely
one-sided. Brings it back to a 3v3.
Like Paper X look really scary right
they
now.
weren't able to make much of this space
And
they
Gen
once
G
had.
look like a completely different team from last month.
Eventually get through. And
they look like they're a team with just no confidence.
Forces Koi all the way back into spawn. Ping out here again. The flash will confirm nothing in front of that smoke, so this plant very comfortable. Boo has 2 nano swarms.
They got good after plant pauses. This is the most important player.
Here. Yeah, but he can swing off the turret.
Does
so again,
Boo want to just relax? Yeah, this is good.
Trying to bide his time.
Oh, okay. He can just stay alive.
Really sharp reaction coming out from Wolfen, but he can be a problem. He has to be cleared. He's a nuisance to handle. The paranoia is not going to be effective in this. As you can see, Wolfen getting closer. Lovely work, but he's bought a couple of seconds here. But that's quick from Starzo. So if overfalling fast and Koi,
actually handled in the end.
Big response.
Yeah, Stuxo did great.
Very diligent.
Now, this is the one that they ultimately needed to get some sort of stability in terms of the finances. This would have been
3 people
Heretics
survived.
hitting
There's
11
2
rounds.
people.
And
Yeah, they can still get reset pretty heavy with this one. Go 1-9 after this, if they lose.
Good, I'm glad we caught that one on the replays. Starzo crispy on the last 2 there. Yeah, Boo's done enough time to at least stall out that flank coming through, but again with a kind of
Koi have a
disconnected
lot of
setup,
ults, and they're really close to the lolly, so they could actually stack some up in a row here. It's a very important round for them.
Well, 2 big uns.
Yeah, they really want to try use
still sitting on his,
these ults into this round.
To utilize that yet. Don't know if they noted both players or only one.
They're doing a lot better at creating pressure here, but Heretics haven't tried it for a while.
They do decide to crest that.
So that was definitely what the pause was about.
There is pressure behind this. So I wonder what the read is from Heretics. This is a little bit of a different ensemble from Koi.
They peel away from that early aggression though. Maxwell catches sight of one, unable to really do much damage to Starzo. Well, he's bait out the Seekers.
Good amount of info here. With that info, they push Raze over.
So, I guess it was effective to an extent. He's now allowed for that additional 2-man rotation to come in, leaving just one, which will be Coldamenta towards C, and then you do still have Wolfen controlling on B. So if they do try and split through, there is still a lot of the setup here.
Be able to bypass the alarm bot at least, but the turret will catch it. And Wolfen actually looks happy to commit alongside it.
Okay.
Well, that's a swing was going to come off the turret there.
Yeah. Okay, Shados gonna send that in. Where's the fight behind it? Nothing. There's no one fighting behind any of this
Omen's
utility.
not checking that, right?
Pausing, posturing. But look where the spike's going back towards A, and Starzo's still here. Do not forget about that. And they've read this. They've got a quick rotation. It's 10 seconds.
Oh god, that nade's incredible. They have no idea about Starzo.
And they have no idea about Starzo. Finally shows his hand, and he loses. He goes down to Avova, but they deny at least the player on the plant, but it is down to a 1v2, and it's all on Weber.
Big flash.
Flash is ready. Has one to play, but it's Wolfen and Shados on the other side, and they're checking as best they can, but they've got to make a quick deal out of this. Lockdown for security. They are terrified of Weber. High flash. It's not going to be enough to do too much. It gives him the angle, a slow approach. Spotting his shoulder's not going to be enough by any means. Maybe
it was a nice try. I think he tried to flash high, so they couldn't work out exactly where it came from, but...
Sure, you can understand if this is the one that bankrupts Heretics, but yeah, the lockdown may be a little questionable in that situation. Weber, a little bit of hesitation about how to approach that one. But yeah, very strange investment towards B here.
Yeah. With
no real wave of pressure behind it. I guess in that situation, I didn't actually spot the clock. At that point, they want to just force Heretics into making a scramble decision, but it's certainly not a valuable investment.
No.
It's a roll the dice investment, basically.
Yeah, It's called for a timeout here, because I think we're starting to see that little bit of the kind of turn of the tides, right? We're starting to see that there is life still in Koi, and it's not been beaten out of them yet, and Heretics are starting to hit.
They would have just focused on all their own stuff.
They
would have done the map VO before,
they have had reps on it,
so they would have at least talked about like a lot of stuff that they wanted to prep into the first map.
Goes without saying, we're at the point now where it's like
sometimes though, me and Bacan have kind of crammed some stuff in, so there's a world that they managed to get some more info out. But
again, even though we did see some real positives last week, I think even Neilzinho, Mixwell and Boo all very vocal about, hey, yeah, some of this stuff we just felt like doing it and came up with it at the veto.
It was good.
So
that was awful at veto prep, man. I just wanted you to do more work.
Valorant.
That's all I'm saying. I just wanted you to have the worst time possible.
All right,
no sleep for Bacan.
It's only 2 rounds, right? It's only been 2 rounds. That's all Koi's got here, but they've been quite decisive.
Is this exactly the same as it was in the first half? It was 5-2. I'm pretty sure it was 5-2.
I do have my note 5 in a row. So. But what I am seeing is Coldamenta with the worst gun in the game, for anyone with taste. But he is solo holding A, so is this what they're predicting is the adjustment? They're going to go for the C hit here? They've brought over 2 different players. Flash finds no one.
But actually, the reflash through here from Heretics does indicate there's some presence there.
Oh, Jesus.
Starzo maybe just looking to try and catch somebody with a stun, but there's no smoke here.
He just wanted to try and get the lead behind, make it harder to hit.
Which would have probably highlighted maybe they were behind Mount, maybe they, I don't know, run up really quietly. They're interested, but you know what? Doesn't matter, because they're looking elsewhere. They didn't like what they felt from that. They want this. Oh, if it works, I'm going to be so mad. Is there someone close to an ult? Not really.
No, I don't think they're going to play for this orb. They certainly shouldn't.
I was just curious if Coldamenta was going to spam it or something, but... Oh, well, it's gone really
just
well.
Shift walked into the backside of Tree.
That was an unpleasant way to hold this. And Kellogg's now.
Oh my goodness.
Have to dip away from this, but the plan is going to be coming in. Don't think that gets denied by anything. Nope.
Wait, Trex fell. Mixwell actually...
Where?
Drifted into drop here and found the kill up on,
How did he find that
back heaven.
I didn't think he'd even be able to see that, but fair enough. Mixwell having around, just sliding around the map. Wolfen noted. This is not going to work out well for them. This was actually a really interesting read. It was a horrible round, if I'm honest, because it just felt bizarre. Mixwell's just finding weird fights everywhere.
I love how these two are just trying to compliment and then they decide, nah.
Round. Only Mixwell can get kills here.
Let's call him out.
And he might get some more. He's really close to this. They are waiting for him though, and he's read that really well. And yeah, Wolfen's got him dead, but still, it felt very strange that they put all of that in Avova's hands, excuse me, Coldamenta's hands, and then he just got shift walked up on, killed, and then that's basically the whole round.
Yeah, and it was weird at which the timing, because he one-ways for the door to open, it gets opened, it closed, then he's still looking towards, he's looking towards the wall initially. I thought actually this poison orb had gone up, but yeah, Mixwell isolating Trex there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice round from him.
But it just feels
money's really low.
out of character from
this is pretty much it.
Excuse me, from Koi.
They get 2-4 on top of this one. Got to use this Razor into it.
Spot here
it's been sitting here for a while.
Wolfen can only bring a rifle into this.
Damn, this is kind of nice. Early pressure over towards A. They get one out, and now they head up over towards C.
Over Shados as well, so it's not just Coldamenta here, which I do prefer, but it does obviously leave a bit of a gap. Now, the only issue is we haven't seen this hold tested, right? This adjusted C take. So this puts a lot of pressure.
Oh, the timing.
Oh my god, they're going on this? On the back of the flash, that's huge! It was a trap. And finally sprung. Starzo does go down to Weber, and the lurk gets pulled into effect. That's... Mixwell is just so sneaky, but that's rotten luck.
Omenaut goes in towards site and he sticks it.
Avova and Weber. Now, he does have the spike. The Seeker has noted the player.
What a weird round.
This is, again, so topsy-turvy.
It really is. Say, the Wolfen, does he commit to this?
Nope.
Going to catch Weber at least on the cross. No, Weber going to find it. Avova now going to feel the pinch on site, though. Trex is still a million miles away from this, by the way. Coldamenta has 56 HP.
No way, the dog's stunned as well.
Here, guys? Okay, a little TP out, a little smoke. Here we go, finally. Trex is here, it's game on. Spam comes in, finds nothing. A tap on the spike.
Coldamenta wrapped back through archway into spot. This is such a strange round to watch play out. Heretics have basically just been gifted this one.
Yes, they have.
Man, what the hell is this?
What are we witnessing here? That's 12 now.
It's just so many different individuals hesitating. Trex.
That's incredible.
When the plant comes through, you know there's no threat of the TP and spawn, but still he's like 20 seconds off beat with this rotation. Started with 2 kills off the showstopper, by the way.
Yes. And quite a late try. How did they get Starzo?
Wait, you're right. Kellogg's died first, and then Weber 3K'd. And Doombros is in chat.
That's not bad, though. You'll take that. But then everything else just seems really odd.
And the crazy thing is, Trex is so far away, and he still dies before Coldamenta. Coldamenta wraps back through spawn.
I mean, the thing that's mental, the thing that is absolutely mental is that was the big round.
Answers on a postcard.
Like, look at the money after it. That was the big round they really had to try and win, that 3v2.
I really don't.
And it was one of the worst played 3v2s I've seen for a long time.
I'll shut the hell up. Show me what you got here, because it is just you. Look
right, three chances for Heretics to take us to ascent.
They're on the A side of B.
A huge gap.
It's now if they continue along this path, if they get any sort of telling sign that this is here, they might pressure that issue. But we'll wait and see. It's still a minute to play with here, but they're starting to pressure towards B, so maybe not the same, but they could always lean back towards C here.
Mixwell's looking to find value in this lurk once again. Maybe that's why we see some bodies stacked up in this position.
I mean, it's good pressure from him.
Again, Mixwell commanding
it's really good one-person pressure. I mean, look at them.
Yeah,
and they don't clear the question mark until now. And at that point, they've already hit over towards the site. They're going to get a good plant. They can get in good positions.
Back away, he's not in a position to find
Mixwell can even get over towards the site and do the OP ult. Does he know the lineup for the OP ult?
In the retake, it does not feel
I mean, that's good enough. That might even be better than the one I was thinking. There's a good little segment here to hide. Damn, this is great. This is better than the one I thought he was going to do.
To work with though, Koi here. They still have a flash, they still have a paranoia, they still have smokes, they still have Kit on Shados spamming the smokes close, but it's not close enough. They got to get moving. They have to displace 5 players, and they're not doing it. Heretics can just watch that clock tick down in their favor. Absolutely useless on the way back in there. As Mixwell doing brilliantly. Starzo has 3 players.
Damn, nice round from Heretics. That was it. I tell you what, Mixwell was kind of unreal. Ever since Weber's come into the team, Mixwell looks like a different player.
I don't know what changes throughout the course of that second half. The first 5, you credit them to Heretics and the way they approached it, but there was a few there on the home stretch where you then start questioning the decision.